look at this 1800 watt Electrolux cleaner. It's an SL218C and the model is 27292. So I'm just going to give this a quick service now. Straight away we see the filters mucky, very mucky, and in this here, look inside this thing here, oh yeah, typical. So we just clean them filters out there and we just collect them and get into the rest of it. There's also an exhaust filter on these, actually most of them, at the back here. There he is. So we take that off as well, clean it or renew it. Close this lid down. Right. And we get to the inside of the cleaner as well. So we're going to take the bottom or the top case off it. What to call it? It's 4 screws. Well, that reveals the motor and the recoil lead. Pick up the screws, which fall out of the case. 2, 3, 4. Now, I could smell a bit of burning on this, slightly, unless it was my imagination, of course. And so we may as well take out the motor and have a look. Obviously it's not plugged in. So we just take out these 4 screws here. I just want to check the commutator to see if they're burning. It was smelling a bit, but I wasn't completely satisfied that it was just the usual smell of muck in a vacuum cleaner. So I wanted to check. Recoil unit out of here, get that out of the way, get at the last screw here. And lose them screws there. Just carefully lift this off, and then we can get a view of the commutator. And going on here. Go on with these screws here. So we just have a look inside the commutator and see if we can see if it's burnt or what. I'm just turning it here. There's no chunkiness out of it. I was just turning it with the fan actually, with the side of the motor there. So we're going to disconnect the brushes tags and have a look at the brushes. I'm going to actually disconnect these. These tags here, all the covers off. If you just push on the little plate, there's a little tab comes off, and if you push that tab down, the brush comes off easy because it's a little tab which got a pin that goes into the the spade locks it in so it doesn't come out on the vibration. So just give it a pull out and be ready to push that little tab in there, right there it is, little tab on the spade, and you can pull it off easily. Now there we are, now we can get it working now. So let's have a look at the brushes, see what condition they're in. We just to have a look at the brushes here, we're just going to straighten these two tags out here, take off the plate carefully, and then we can see the brushes. There they are. Let's have a look what condition these are in. Well, they're quite long, they're not chipped, bashed, and there's a lot of length in them, as you can see. So there's no need to replace those, and they're not offset. So if you were when I say offset, I mean they're not sort of like over to one side of the armature, in which case you have to be very careful when you replace your brushes with new ones that you get them in the right way round. So I'm not very happy with that colour of that armature, but it's not damaged at all. So I think it was I think it's just a bit of, well, probably maybe it hasn't been used for a long time. So I'll give it a good run and we'll see. So just get this spring back in there now, which is all great fun. Put a screwdriver down the end of the spring, like that. Poke the spring behind the brush, and then push it down the blade of the screwdriver until you can get it far enough in so that you can put the cap back on. Push it back in there. Get this lined up with the tabs. A little bit fiddly, but it's not that hard. And we can push that cap back on the end. These end pieces a little twist. Hold them in place, only a little twist, don't look too twisted on you. Take it too far, you'll break them off. And there we are. So I'm happy with the motor and the brushes, and the fans are okay. I think what we can do now is just clean it up. The recoil is working alright, and I'm not going to take that apart in this video, very fiddly. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clean this up, reassemble it, and there we are. After we've cleaned the filters out and the bowl, of course, you can give that bowl a wash, give the filters a good tap, and replace these. The dust intake and the exhaust filter, you can wash that exhaust filter, I think you can wash that too. And we'll clean out the bowl and then just reassemble it all and we'll give it a test. So just before we reassemble this fella, we're going to clean it all up with a vacuum cleaner, a Kirby vac actually, that's the next thing to be serviced, the Kirby vac. And a paintbrush. I couldn't find my small paintbrush, and it's most annoying. I've got a tiny one there. We need a paintbrush. I've got so much bloody junk. Anyway, so here we go. We'll just I'll have to manage with these two. Four screws which hold the motor cover in place. Now we're going to put the recoil back in, and this slots in over here into the groove here, inside the groove here. Make sure you get that little square into there. So that's your recoil in place here. Once you've got the recoil wheel back in, because remember we had this lead on that side, so it's got to come off there now and go onto that side, otherwise it will jam. Make sure that's fully down there. Now we can put the base back on, run the plug through there. So we brought the plug through here, now we can put the wheels back in place, above and after the casing. So there we are, and just check the recoil before we go any further. That seems to be working fine, that's good. So we're going to give it a test now and see how she runs. One more thing is just remember to check the plug. Just give you a quick check, it only takes a second. Make sure that the leads are in the right place. Red to right. Oh, sorry. The old days. Brown to the positive on the right, blue to the left. Just check, make sure that the pin screws are firm, and check the earth one, because sometimes, yeah, look, that was loose. Okay, now there's no earth on the vacuum cleaners, but if that had come loose, you know, you could have lost it, and then you've lost your vacuum cleaner. Lost a good plug. And there's a 13 amp plug in there, fuse in there. You could put a 3 amp in, because the 3 amp would do. I think. What wattage is this? This is 1.8. No, you've got to have a 13 amp in. And because 1800 watts P over IE, yeah, the power is 1800 watts, and to find the current you divide the 1800 watts over 240, so that gives you about 5.5. Yeah, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 amps. So yes, you've got to have a 13 amp, because you can only get 3 amp and 13 amp fuse in there. So yes, the 13 amp fuse is right. Before you test it, and certainly before you use these machines, you have to uncall the lead, because these coils, if you don't unhook up to that, it will set up a magnetic field which causes resistance to it. It's not a very long lead for a vacuum cleaner at all, and that's how it's full extent. Still, we can always put another lead on, and you set up a magnetic field which causes a magnetic field which causes resistance, and it gets overheated and melts, all sticks together and don't work. So let's plug it in and give it a try. Well, there we are. It seems to be working okay. It's got good suction, and the exhaust filter I've got to find it. It seems to have gone walkabout. I don't know where. I'm sure it's crazy, but it's here somewhere. I'll put it in with a new filter. So there we are. There's your Electrolux 1800 watt. Cleaned out. Check the motor over because I could smell something. It doesn't smell now. I think it was simply because it was so mucky inside, and there was some filthy muck in this waste container, that I think that's what it was just stinking. But it doesn't smell now, so there we are, quite happy with that. Bye for now.